you. Thank you. Thank you, Vladimir, for scheduling this session about Classiques Garnier. My name is Cécile Waroquaux, and I am the sales and marketing manager at Classiques Garnier, overlooking online resources. And today, I will present you Classiques Garnier, the type of resources we publish, the various subject areas we cover, just a little note about what's new and the Czech eLib license, and an online demo of our several platforms. And if you have any questions at the end of the session, feel free to reach out to us, either to AIP or to me, and we will be happy to reply to any questions you may have. So about Classiques Garnier, what's in our DNA really, first and foremost, is the epistemology of science. We are happy to give a place to any kind of research as long as it's relevant. And we do not judge a research project based on the potential audience it can have. We do publish research works that could be of interest to a large audience, but also with research works with a very limited audience. We also target niche content. And this is really critical for us to be able to offer a place of publication for that type of works. And this is why we are really a publishing house for researchers. If you have a research project you would like to publish, you are not sure if it's relevant or if it will be of interest, you can always contact us and we can see with you if it fits in our ebook collections or in our journals. And if we do not have a specific collection tailored for that work, we may create a collection specifically for that new work, and in the future add other books or other journals in that specific research area. So this is really something that matters to us. The first and foremost, the research project, and afterwards, the size of the audience. We also have an heritage mission. We are, again, very keen on preserving content, both saving, we like to save and to help nonprofit societies. Usually they are very small societies with very limited means, and we help them put back in print and also online their publications. Many who work with us today had lost their former publishers, and we help them to make available their content again. And this is really something that matters to us as well, to help those societies and to digitize back files as well, either their content or other legacy back files we have from the Classiques Garnier publishing house. So we have a regular digitization project, and this is why you see popping over months after months new back files from existing collections or new collections for which we partner with publishers. So this content preservation is also a very important part of Classiques Garnier. And I need to mention it because we are a French language publisher, obviously, and we do support the French school of thought, the École Française. We are very keen on that as well. It does not mean that we do not want to publish in other languages. On the contrary, we do welcome publications from foreign researchers in other languages like English, Italian, German, Spanish, and so on. But we remain a French language publisher. And we also are a bookseller. Just like in the 19th century, Classiques Garnier is still both a bookseller and a publisher. We go back to the 19th century, and our publishing house was founded by the Garnier brothers, and they were booksellers as well. So if you come to Paris, you will see the bookstore, and this is something we are very proud of, to still be a bookseller publisher. And regarding online products, they were launched in 2009. So what we call CGN, Classiques Garnier Numerique, it means Classiques Garnier Online. That really started in 2009. And regarding the subject areas we cover, we still are very much associated to literature, language, linguistics. And this is true, these are our core content, but we also cover all the other subject areas in humanities and social sciences. And this is something libraries or end users are not always aware of. For instance, we publish content in economics and management. We have 2 new ebook collections coming up this year in economics and management. We have publications in political sciences as well, in media, and that can be film studies, digital humanities, anything. We put it under this main media umbrella, but you have lots of different content under this term. We also publish in philosophy and religion. Classical studies will increase this year. We have a huge project about classical studies and literature, also in arts, and from the antiquity to today. Again, we are very heavily associated with Middle Ages, Renaissance studies, and literature, but we cover all time periods. And you will see it on our website when you browse our content. So the subject areas are very diverse. And regarding the types of publications, we offer ebook collections, and usually they are of 2 types. You can find reference editions of original text with introductions, notes, critical apparatus. These are the first type of ebook collections. They can include complete works as well, translations from foreign languages. And we also have research projects. It can be conference proceedings, essays, theses, and the like. So for large sections, especially in French literature, you will find these 2 types of ebook collections on our website. We also have journals, and they either focus on an author. For instance, we have journals about Balzac, about Claudel, about Montaigne, or they can focus on a specific topic, like in economics and management, for instance, or poetry or comparative literature. But most of the time, they focus on an author. Regarding the databases, most of them are full-text databases, and they are either dedicated to French and Francophone literature, from the Francophone literature, Black Africa, Indian Ocean. We also have dictionaries about the French language from the 9th century to the 21st century, and these are full-text databases, just like the grammars. The French grammars covers the Renaissance to the 18th century. Again, full-text databases and encyclopedias as well. We have 3 encyclopedias from the 18th to the 19th century. And 1 bibliographical database. Actually 2, but the other one can also be considered as a full-text database. So 3 types of publications: ebooks, journals, and databases. And some facts and figures about our catalog. We have over 100 ebook collections. And I checked a couple of days ago, we have 5,000 single ebook titles and 74 journals, over 1,000 journal issues. And every new book, every new journal issue is published every Wednesday. That's a big day at Classiques Garnier. You want to see what's new. You log in on Wednesday, end of the morning, and you will see the 5 new books and 2 new journal issues every week. And to give you an idea, in 2024, we published 299 ebook titles and 200 journal issues. And about half of those were back volumes from our digitization project. And we have 31 databases. So that's a lot of content. It can be a bit scary at first. But we are here to help you if you need if you have any questions about any content, any type of database or ebook collections, feel free to let us know. And here a few examples of content in non-French language. I said we were welcoming publications in other languages. Here are a few examples of ebook titles that we publish in English or Italian. It can be a full ebook or sometimes just chapters in collective works. And we also have journals in foreign languages. Some are officially bilingual journals, like the few we have here, but other journals can also welcome contributions in English. It's a decision by the committee managing the journal. So if you have questions about that, feel free to contact the director of the journal or just me or the IP team. And we can always check if it's allowed to publish in any kind of language. And what's new this year? We will release 3 new journals. The first one, Analecta Bruxellensia, is an existing title. It's published by the Brussels University and the Faculty of Theology. So it's a title about philosophy and religion. Probably the first issue will be released February or March. It's still to be confirmed, but it should arrive soon on our website. The second title, Couturière, it's a title about literature and aesthetics. So this one, Q2, probably not before spring, I don't think so, but we don't have the first issue in the pipe yet. So I don't expect to see this title before June, July, probably. And the last title, Les Nouveaux Cahiers Castoriadis, Castoriadis Studies in English. It's a title about the philosopher Cornelius Castoriadis. And it's a new title. There used to be another journal, its top publication, and we launch this new journal, probably March as well. And we also expect new back files from titles we already publish. The first one, the Cahier de l'Association des études françaises, is published by Classiques Garnier since July 2024, and we are digitizing the back files. So you will see them online in next month, mid-February. And the other journal, La Revue des Lettres Modernes, the Journal of Modern Literature, it's organized by series. And since last year, we started to digitize back files by series. And this year, we expect 6 series. So the one about Céline, Claudel, Duras, Giono, Hugo, and a topical series about écriture jeunesse. So this will be complete series from volume 1, issue 1 to today. We have one new database. It was released at the end of December, actually, and it's an encyclopedia, the Pankouk Methodical Encyclopedia. It's a very famous French encyclopedia from the 18th and 19th century. It's a huge database, really, with 208 volumes. So this is a brand new full text database. And regarding the ebook collections, we probably will have 3, maybe more, but have been confirmed so far. One collection in literature, it's called Figural. First issue is already in the pipe, so I don't have the publication date yet, but it should arrive Q1, Q2, from what I can see in our production pipeline. The other 2 collections are about economics, management, human resources. So the first one, Bibliothèque des sciences de gestion, is expected this Wednesday. So tomorrow, the first volume will be available online. So it's a very, very big day tomorrow with the launch of that new collection. And the other one, the Histoire des sciences de gestion, first volume has been received. It's entering the production pipe. I don't have the publication date yet, but it should arrive pretty quickly if there is no mishap along the way. So 2 new collections in economics and management. And regarding back files, we expect either 1 or 2 collections. We have to decide about that, and also the name of the collection. But we will have Greek and Latin literatures collections. And these come from the Garnier legacy back files in classical studies. So probably July or September. It's a huge project. So probably at the earliest this summer or fall. And just a reminder about the Czech eLib license. We have an agreement for libraries who are interested in our publications. You can pick and choose resources. Libraries do not have to choose the same resources. They can decide if they want just ebooks or just journals or just databases. You are really free to choose any resource you like. And a reminder as well of the existing partners and the collections that they have access to. So Mozarek University currently has access to all our journals, all our ebook collections, except the new titles that did not exist at the time of the negotiations. This is why they are not included. And it's the same for the new back files we released afterwards. But other than that, you have access to both back files and current content for all the journals and collections. Palatsky University, it's a bit different. They have access to one single ebook collection. That's the yellow collection, the Classiques Jaune. It's a collection in literature and humanities. And one database. It's a full text database covering 4 small subsets in literature. And the last partner, University of South Bohemia, has access to several ebook collections, back files and current content from medieval literature to 20th century literature, and one collection in Francophone literature. And Charles University is not part of the consortium, but they did have access, and they still have access to several ebook collections and journals, but they stopped in 2022. So just a reminder that Charles University also has access to some of Classiques Garnier resources. And if you need a trial access, that's possible at any time. Feel free to reach out to us. We can set up access to any content that could be relevant for your institution. And we like to do things in a very complicated matter sometimes. So this is why we have 3 online platforms. There is one anybody can see and use to search for content. It's the first one for the journals and ebooks. It's a Classiques Garnier site, institutional site that anybody can see and can use. When you don't have a subscription, you won't be able to see the full text. But other than that, you can run searches, browse table of contents, and get lots of information from that site. The other 2 platforms, you will only see if you have a subscription. So it's mainly for all the databases we have for the grammars, the dictionaries, the full text databases, and also the bibliographical database called the BLF. These 2, you need either a trial access or an official purchase to see. But you have information about those platforms and the content hosted on those platforms on the journal and ebook website. And this is something I can show you now with a short online demo. So I will start with the journals and ebook website, then a quick look at the BLF and one of the databases. I picked the dictionaries, but they work, the main browse and search options are the same for the other database. So let me switch to my website. I just need to do this and switch on the right tab. So here we are. When you are on our ebooks and journals website, this is what you see. If you want to switch to the English version of the site, you can do it at the top of the screen. You can choose English and you can browse the site in English. Everything is translated, even the name of the journals and the names of the collection. And it's true for the databases as well. But let's focus on what you can find for these 2 types of content. So for the collections, it means the ebook collections. You can browse by subject area. And there is one exception. What you see here, the yellow collection, the Classique jaune in French, it's not a subject area, it's the name of the collection. Why do we do that? It's because it's a very specific collection. It's a bit different than the other ones. Because in print, it's our paperback collection. For online products, it doesn't mean anything, whether it's print or hardcover. But the main thing you need to know about this collection is that in 2014, we digitized the Garnier Brothers publishing house legacy back files. We put 600 volumes online, so that's part of this collection. And since 2015, we started to add a new ebook in that collection, but they come from our other existing collections. And this is why they moved to the paperback version in print, but not online. So sometimes don't be surprised if you see, let me switch to my tab. If you see duplicates like these, in this example, this title, Pierre Bourdieu et l'art de l'invention scientifique, was originally published in 2022 in our social science collection. So this is the original version, and it was published again as a paperback in 2023 in the yellow collection. The text is the same. It's just a format is changing, but that's the specificity of the yellow collection. And the only instance of a possible duplicate between titles. But it's a very popular collection for literature and humanities as well, but mostly it's a literature collection. So this is why we put it here. It's the most famous one that we have. Usually libraries know it very well, and users as well. And the dictionaries, maybe it can be confusing at first when you see dictionaries here. These are not language dictionaries, but dictionaries about literature and specifically about an author or a topic. It's a very popular collection as well, and it's called dictionary because when you browse a table of content, you see very quickly the reason why. It's because the entries follow the alphabetical order. So it's a kind of a Bible about Victor Hugo. Everything you want to know about Victor Hugo, his life, his works, his acquaintances, his career. So everything shows up like it would in a dictionary. So not about French language, but about literature or specific topics. But other than that, you can browse by subject area. If you want to have a look at what we have in language and linguistics, you click on the tab and you see the list of collections. So I am using the English version. If you want to see the original names of the collection, you can go back to the French version if you need to see the original title. And you can have a look at the list of titles. For each collection, you have the number of books that have been published. Some collections are very large, other very small, because again, I was saying when I started this presentation that we are not shy of publishing very niche content. And that's true of this collection. We have very specific collections like this one about poetry. It's still new, so there's only one title, but it's very specific. Or this one about slang as well. Semiotics is new, so that's why there is only one volume. But depending on the scope of the collections, you have either many titles or very few, but that's perfectly fine with us. Again, we like to publish niche content and broad subject areas as well. So feel free to browse all of these collections. If you want to have a look at the book, you can open the title, see the table of content. Sometimes some of the chapters can be free. It's because you can have either free sections, especially at the end of the, let me find an example. At the end of the book, I have access to everything, so it's a bit different. But the index, the abstract, the table of content usually are free, and especially this one, it's a bit different than just what you see here. When you open this PDF or HTML version, you have more information. You can go into the sections of the table of content, and sometimes you do not have this detail on the main table of content that you see here. So it's always useful to have a look at this, even when before you start reading the book, just it gives you additional information about the sections and subsections. So it's very useful to have an idea of what the book is about. You can also, if I go back, have a look at the abstract and some additional bibliographical information on this tab, especially the keywords. Keywords are given by the authors, so you have more or less information depending on what the author indicated. So the presentation will be the same for the other collections. You say you can move from law and political sciences, gender studies, art history, foreign literature, comparative literature, and so on. For the French literature, just to explain what the STFM is and the Minard collections, both are imprints. The Society of Modern French Texts is a non-profit society we partner with, and we publish their ebook collections. So that's why the cover is a bit different than our Classiques Garnier collections. This is a partnership and literature from the Renaissance to today. And the Minard collections used to be an independent imprint. They now belong to Classiques Garnier. And they have 3 different collections. The rest of the literature collections are organized by time period. So you can move from medieval literature, Renaissance, and so on, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st century literature. And I said when I started that we had 2 types of ebook collections. Reference editions of original works. This is an example here with this collection, Library of 20th Century Literature. These are original works. It can be complete works like this one, or single titles. And the other example, studies. These welcome research project. So that's very typical of how the literature collections are organized. And sometimes you can also have other specific collections, like here, a specific collection about Marcel Proust, or the other one is about, let me see, I lost it, yes, Gide. And it's the same you see for the other collections. 1 collection about text, 1 or 2 collections about research, and a lot more about Renaissance studies. And the last section, what we call transversal, these are collections that do not fit in any specific century because they cover several centuries, or the research area it would not fit anywhere else. So that's why you have these collections here, like biographies. This one, Confluence, it's almost like a comparative literature, but the scope is broader than that. It's also about philosophy, culture. So that's why we did not put it in the comparative literature section. You have correspondence, memoir, literature theory, and can be a bit surprising at first, but just remember that anything that does not fit in a specific century, you will find in this last section. So collections here, and they're really work the same. So, so tomorrow for this one, you will see pop up a third collection about economics and management. If you want to see the upcoming book, you can go back to the home page, have a look at what was coming, and you have a list of titles and journal issue on this page. Just be careful if you bookmark this page, it will disappear once the book is published. These are temporary URLs, so don't be surprised. It's just to announce the publication, but once the book or the journal issue is published, it will be moved to the proper collection that you will see here. So this page, the forthcoming page, it's a temporary link, but it can give you an idea of what we are going to publish over the 2 coming months. And if you need to have a look at the journals, the presentation is exactly the same than for the ebook collections. You can browse by subject area. So in economics and management, for instance, and you have the name of the journals, the name, the number of volumes, and then you can start to browse content. Some of the journals have a moving wall, after which time the back files become free. So this is an example. This journal has a 2-year embargo, so don't be surprised to see suddenly a PDF or full text button show up, even if you do not have a subscription. That's because most probably you are looking at the back files. So this moving wall titles, we have about 12 titles, and for the economics and management content, 5 journals. All of these that I am highlighting become free after 2 years, but not the first one. But all of these, you have access to the back files. And it's the same for some of the journals in literature. We have, I think it's 4 journals that become free, and 1 completely free in courtly literature. This one is free. So if you are in medieval studies, medieval literature, this title it's not officially an open access title. It's kind of free title. We do not charge any APC, so, and there is no RNP agreement, so that's why I cannot call it open access officially. So I will say it's free access. And as you can see, some of the journals focus on an author like Dumas, Aloysius Bertrand, Bossuet, Vigny, Montaigne, Claudel, and other titles focus on a specific topic, like this one about drama and performance studies. Or we also have a title in comparative literature that I'm trying to find. Let me switch quickly to the French version. Here it is, complete. As well, this one is about comparative literature. So feel free to browse, have a look around, because we have a tremendous amount of publication, so it takes a little time to get familiar with all of these. But again, you can browse, search a collection. Like for instance, you can use the quick search that I have here, or the advanced search. I have already prepared a search. So if I want more information about Paul Claudel, and especially one of his most famous work, I'm running a search about the Soulier de Satin. It's a famous play. And like in any other database, if you want to search for the exact phrase, use the quotation marks and you will see the list of results. So I did not specify any field. So I'm searching in the title, in the abstract, in the keywords. If I want to search in the full text, that's when I need the advanced search form. And you can select full text in this drop-down menu. So remember, full text means advanced search. So you can use again a specific phrase if you need to, and launch your search. And if you do that, let me move to my, I think I had, maybe I lost my, no, here it is. I run the search, Poétique de l'identité, and I was looking into the full text for HTML books and journals. You will see the number of results and the page. Here, maybe I should have switched back to the English version. You have 4 results and they are on page 42, 8 results on page 68 and 60. And the keywords will be highlighted in red on your page. So that's one way to use the platform for search. So quick search, advanced search, or you can just browse. And if you need more information about the databases, you have this link at the top of the website, and you have a presentation of all the databases that we offer. You don't have an access to them, but you can get information about the content, a presentation like for the dictionaries, a presentation of the dictionaries, the content, the editorial team, a few keywords to give you an idea of the subject area it can be used for. So feel free to browse this section of the site. In case you need more information about the content, the list of titles included in these collections, you can do it. You can either contact us, we can send it to you, or if you like to work with a KBART file, you can go to the bottom of the page, you click on services, KBART records, and from this KBART, you can download the list of titles included in all the databases. So you need to browse to the bottom of the page and download the files. I can also send it to you if need be, but if you want to do it yourself, the information is always available here. So for the dictionaries, the encyclopedias, the grammars, and the literature databases. And for the omnibus databases or the subsets. So that's one way to get access to the list of titles. So I mentioned that you could not see those databases. It's a bit annoying, so I will show you 2 of them. In case you want to see any of the database, again, let us know and we can schedule a demo for any of the database. But for today, let's have a look at the BLF. If you are interested in French literature, Francophone literature, from the 16th century to today, the BLF is really an excellent starting point for research in French literature and Francophone literature. It's a bibliographical database. It's a bit like MLA, but for French literature. You can switch to another language if you do not want to work in French. You can also have access to, you say, German, Spanish, Italian interface. You have a presentation of the database here, some additional information in the introduction tab, but you can also just have a look at the simple advanced search. And in this database, you get access to bibliographical records from books, journals, and also reviews. They come from books mainly. You can select the centuries you are interested in, or none at all. If you want everything, you can just keep everything. You can also choose the date in these drop-down menu. We add back files every year for this database. We have a huge digitization program for the back files. So last year, we added 1991 to 1994 content. We will go back to the end of the 19th century because this database was first published in print and started in 1894. So we are digitizing the legacy back files and we add them every year in this database. So don't be surprised to see more content over the coming months and years. That's because of this project. So if you want to run a search, you can do it here. You can select specific fields. But if you want to have specific results, you can use the indexes that you have in the advanced search form, either for search or just to give you ideas about new keywords. If you do not find results when you run a search, just have a look at the subject keywords. It can give you ideas. Maybe you didn't use the right keywords, or you can really pick up lots of ideas from these indexes. Like, for instance, you are looking at this, just to give you an example. You can search in broad subject matter. Like here, I'm looking at all of these various entries, or I can also do that here. It's a bit, these one are a bit larger categories, but feel free to do that just to give you ideas of additional keywords. And for the writers, if you want to have comprehensive results, it's best to use the index. If you are looking, you don't need to type the full name. I can stop before that. But if I am interested in Michel Houellebecq, for instance, I can select the name of the writer from the index. I can add any other specific terms or query I need. But if I just want to see what we have about Michel Houellebecq, I can start my search. And I have 800 results. So that's nice. And then you will see the type of results. This, if I switch, no, I can stay in English. Okay, it's fine. This is a journal article. This is a book. It's a collective work, and it comes from a book. And this is why you have these little icons. They change depending on the type of content. And this is a book. This is collective work. So these results can be sorted by year, by title, by author, and by type of content. And once you are here, you can select a reference and you get access to all the metadata information. So you have a link to go to the full text article or full text chapter. It does not mean you have access to it. It's just a link to the publisher's website. and we happen to be on the Classiques Garnier website. So if you have a Classiques Garnier subscription, maybe you have access to this. But if I go back, so you have the link with the DOI, and you have additional information about the original book. It is published in a number of pages. You have links with our national library that you can use, for instance, for the author, for the keywords. This is the BLF is a partnership with our national library. So this is why you have links towards the BNF. And you have the same kinds of links you see here with the author, with the linked, the associated authors, more information on data BNF. This is the little info bubble that shows up and that would lead you to the National Library. And you can also run a search for larger subject area directly from this record. So that's the BLF. It's an excellent starting point to search for contemporary Renaissance, 18th, 19th, 17th, any type of century literature. And you can export your results as well. And I have 5 more minutes, so I need to show you just a glimpse of the other databases. If I go back to my databases page, I said I would pick the dictionaries, and the presentation is really the same for the other databases. Sometimes you have more browse options depending on the type of text included in the database. But if I switch to the English version of the site, you can always browse the content, browse and search on this side. You have access to the table of content and the simple or advanced search. For the dictionaries, I am on the omnibus version of the database, so I can select either all the dictionaries or a specific dictionary. If I click here, I'm not sure you will see it because it's a pop-up window, but when you click here, you open a pop-up window and you can select the dictionary you are interested in. You can also do it from the advanced search form. You can click either like I did directly from the homepage. You have the search link here, or you can go at the top. You have a tab about with the link to the search form. So it's the same, and you can select the dictionary. At the bottom of the page, you see I clicked on selected dictionaries, and then I can choose the one I want to work with. So if I want everything, I just go back to all dictionaries. And if I want to go back to my home page, I can browse, let's say, I want to see, what did I select? I want to see something about dragons. So I type the term I'm interested in. I see various occurrences. I can type all of it or just part of the word. And let's say I want to see my dragonceau. What is the dragonceau? I've found something in a book. I don't know what it is. I can use those dictionaries of French language, especially if I work in medieval Renaissance studies and study literature for that time. These dictionaries come in handy. If I don't know what a dragonceau is, It's just small. It's a diminutive form of dragon. It's a small, and can also be a small dragon. So I have the definition, and I also have links. Voir aussi, it means see also. That means my dragon sword is showing up in other dictionaries. So I have, it's a pop-up window. I'm not sure you see it when I'm sharing like this, but I have two other occurrences, and I can switch to the other dictionaries. And this is what I did. I am now in the Codgrave dictionary with the definition. It's a young or a little dragon. So you can move from dictionary to dictionary like this. I just started to browse here. If I'm very finicky, can also run an advanced search, and it gives me a lot more options, especially because we have indexes. So I can combine several options. I can search into the full text of the definitions. So if I want to move from my dragons to something about horses, I can type the beginning of my word. I can see I have several occurrences here with the number of occurrences. So I can select anything I like. This is useful to see the spelling variations. So I can keep on selecting what I need. And you see every time I do that, my index is populated automatically. If I need to change the Boolean operator, I can do it. By default, I'm looking with palfroid or palfroid with an S and so on. But I can use any search operator that I need from this drop-down menu. But let's say I don't want to change anything. I keep it this way. And I can combine, you see, with the other indexes. And when you do that, you are already refining your search. So the number of results will depend on what you selected here already. So I can search for something else here. And I have 3 results, and I am combining as many entries and results I need. Just remember that when you start to combine, you are already refining results. So sometimes you won't find results because it doesn't exist. So you need to revise your search query. But when everything is fine, you launch your search. You have your list of results on the left side of the screen. The keyword you selected show up in red for all the entries, you see. And then you can move from dictionary to dictionary and full text page to full text page. So on this side, you see the name of the dictionary. Here's the Godefroy. Here's the Lacurne dictionary. Here's the Huguet dictionary. And you see you can select on your any result you like, switch to the full text. And you also have the name of the dictionary here, the definition of your articles, the keywords, and you can move with the little arrows from text to text. I have my result on the same page, so it's not moving. But when you are in a full text database, in a literature full text database, with lots more pages than a dictionary, you can use these arrows to move like this. Go back and forth between your selected keyword. So the idea is that you always have your two screens, results on the left, full text here on the right. You can go back to the search option at any time, and you do not lose, as long as you do not change it, your result page. It's staying here. And it's the same for your documents. so you can move back and forth between the various tabs. And the specificity of these databases is that you can set up a personal profile. This is something you cannot do on the book and journal platform, but you can do it for these databases. You can set up a profile to save searches. This is what you see here. Save a search history, save a search criteria. You can add bookmarks. You can add note as well. I cannot show you everything today, but you can do it with all the options that you see here at the top of the menu. And again, the presentation is about the same for the other databases. If I switch quickly to the grammars, you see you have a bit more options because they are tailored to the content you are looking at. But other than that, the presentation is the same. So I will stop the demo for today because I am 4 minutes late. Just to give you our contact detail, just a reminder, if I share my PowerPoint again, which one is it? It should be this one. If you need to contact us, feel free to reach out to my colleague from AIP or myself. We will be happy to reply to any questions you may have, whether you want more information about a database, an ebook collection, or trial access. So really feel free to reach out and we will be happy to help and be more specific about the explanation we can give you. And that's it for me today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Cécile. I think it was an excellent and very detailed session. Thank you very much. And thanks also to anyone watching us. We'll be happy to answer your questions and provide you more details on request. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.